All right, everybody. Famer, I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized, staying saved, living right, doing God's will, and keeping heaven my home. And I'm so excited to see everybody. Somebody say everybody for tuning in on the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast, episode 158. This is the 158th episode of the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast, and I'm so excited to see everybody here. Whether you're on the live stream or whether you're tuning into the previous recording, I'm so happy to see everybody tuning in right now on the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast, episode 158. And to all the YouTube Live Nation chat that'll be tuning in, I appreciate all the YouTube Live Nation chat for tuning in at this time. Thank you all so much. And before we get started with our topics, I have a couple quick announcements to make real quickly. As you all know, tomorrow will be John Cena's final professional wrestling match in history. 25 years. This match will be great. I can't wait to see who's going to come out on top. But furthermore, I can't wait to see John Cena's send-off. John Cena, you have been an inspiration for everybody over the course of 25 years. Your dedication, love, passion for the business overall has been appreciative. Excuse me. And John Cena, you are one of the all-time greatest superstars in professional wrestlers ever in professional wrestling history. You'll go down as one of the greatest along with others. And you paved the way for the superstars of today in the 2000s. We needed you at that time, and you stepped up in a huge way. I'm so proud of you for all that you're the best in the very near future. And to Jim Caldwell, 32 years of being in a news station, as a weatherman, as a meteorologist for WYMT and WKYT. Jim Caldwell, you have created great moments in history on television for everybody. You paved the way for a lot of meteorologists today. Thank you for all the time that you had spent in WYMT and WKYT. Without people like you, there will be no people like the late, great Brandon Robinson and Eric Dean and Shane Smith. Thank you for always being a great example of how to present yourself on TV every single day. To do both news stations, WYMT and WKYT both, is impressive. And for that, Jim Caldwell, you will be truly missed. 32 years of business. And I wish you nothing but the very best in the near future. Excuse me. Now, I want to say this. This Sunday, December 14th, the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast will host its 159th and 160th episode. So, on December 14th, the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast will host its 159th and 160th episode. Along with that, Facebook Live will be this Thursday coming up. So this Thursday coming up, December 18th, Facebook Live with Poncho Blaze and ATM Episode 9 will officially be on the air, exclusively on Facebook. Be sure you subscribe to my Facebook fan page for only 99 cents. In addition to that, the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast will resume next Friday. So next Friday, December the 19th, the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast episodes 161 and 162 will officially be on the air. And keep in mind that for Christmas break, And for New Year's break, I will not be on the air at all. From December the 24th to January the 1st, I will not be on the air at all. So that means there'll be no live streams, no live recordings, no live broadcasts whatsoever. Unless I'm going to be at a concert somewhere, unless I'm going to be shouting you all out for Christmas and New Year's, or unless I'm doing a birthday shout out or an announcement. There'll be no live streams and live recordings at all, and no live broadcasts from December 24th to January the 1st. The reason why on that is because we're taking Christmas break and New Year's break off. So that means you all won't be able to see me for a week and a half. And I will miss you all during that time of December 24th through January the 1st. And I hope that everybody has a great Christmas and a happy New Year in advance. Now, speaking of that, it looks like I got some of the YouTube Live Nation chat tuning in. It looks like so far I've got Me Torara tuning in. I've got Goofy Y Dogs tuning in. In addition to that, I've got GV tuning in. And from what I understand, I definitely appreciate that very much. And you said your birthday's on January the 18th? Oh, my. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great one. And to everybody tuning into the YouTube Live Nation chat, thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all very, very much. Now to me, Torara, Goofy Dogs, and to GV, let me know how old you all are and where you're from. That way we can shout you out properly. And if this is your first time ever tuning in the YouTube Live Nation chat on anything that I've done, be sure to let me know. That way we can welcome you with open arms. Hey, you're very welcome, GV. You're very welcome, GVN. Actually, GPN. There you go. GPN. I'll say it right. GPN. Thank you so much. And also, it looks like we've got Kendra 4063. I believe that I've seen you in the YouTube Live Nation chat before. If I have not, let me know ahead of time. I apologize in advance. But I believe I've seen you in the YouTube Live Nation chat before. If I've seen you in the YouTube Live Nation chat, welcome back officially. It's good to see you back. But if not, then officially welcome to the YouTube Live Nation chat. Well, you all know what time it is. When we go live for late nights, you know how we do it late at nights. Anytime we record late at night, we doing sexy and spicy talk. You know, hey, late night talks are the best talks to have. Ain't I right? Or ain't I right? Okay, all right. I feel you. But yes, it is GPN. Yes, we got you, GPN. There you go. For those initials right there. Okay, all right. It looks like you just, from what I understand, Kendra, you just joined. Okay, so welcome officially to the YouTube Live Nation chat. I'm so happy to see you. And everybody on the YouTube Live Nation chat, please welcome Kendra 4063 to the YouTube Live Nation chat. This is her first time joining the YouTube Live Nation chat. Please show her some love and let her be welcome. And it looks like we've got Ahmad and Mod 9877. Okay, Ahmad 9877. Thank you so much. Let me know how old you are and where you're from. That way we can shout you out properly. And let's just say, man, I'll just leave it at that. Okay, all right. Well, officially welcome, Ahmad 9877. It's so great to see you here, and I'm so glad that you're here. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break real quick. When we come right back, we're going to start the conversation off with sexy and spicy talk. Stay tuned. In about 30 to 45 seconds, we'll be right back. all right, everybody. We are back live for the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast. This is the 158th episode of the Talk of Poncho's Palace podcast. And it looks like during the commercial break, GPN was heading out. Hey, GPN. Well, it's very good to see you. It was great to see you. And I hope you come back for more of our lives. Hey, be sure you tune in once again. Now, before we continue, I just want to say this real quickly to everybody that is currently 17. Oh, I understand. Hey, it does remind you of the sci-fi movies, Ahmad. It sure do remind you of sci-fi movies for sure. Absolutely right. But to everybody, and I say this all the time, every time we do this late at night, to everybody that's 17 and under, just make sure that you get your parents' permission. The reason why is that even though we do talk late at nights, we want to make sure you, your parents, and I am protected. That way, nobody has any trouble, legal issues, or anything like that. And I just want to say to those that are 17 and under, if you are watching at your own risk and you choose not to get your parents, if anybody has any sensitive ears, or if anybody's uncomfortable about late night talks, about spicier, sexy talks, then this might not be the episode for you. But we are going to continue with the episode, and we're going to talk first about your crush. Now, growing up, I'm sure at one time or another, we've all had a crush on somebody. I'm sure at one time or another growing up, whether it be as a little bitty baby, whether it be as a little bitty child, a teenager, or a young adult, or whatever the case would be, in our older age, I'm sure at one point in time, we've all have a crush on somebody. Nothing is wrong with having a crush on somebody. Hey, that is perfectly okay, having a crush on somebody. Why? It's a part of life. It's a part of feelings. It's a part of love. It's a part of wanting to be with somebody. It is perfectly okay. I mean, we've all had a crush, whether it be on somebody that's important or somebody that's not important. Whether it be somebody that's a celebrity, a public figure like myself, or whether it be just a regular person. But I will say this, having a crush on somebody is totally fine. I mean, we all have dreams, we all have visions, and we're gonna feel it mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. You're gonna be like, wow, what is it like being with that person? And either one or two things are going to happen. One or three things are going to happen. When you finally do have the courage to ask them out, they're either going to say, I may just like back in return. Now, if it's your public figure like myself, chances are you might not ever get to meet them and go out with them in the first place. But if it's somebody that's around you in your local area, then you might just have a chance. Okay, all right, I understand, yes. Connection is bad on that, I understand too. Hey, but I hope that you have a great morning, and I hope everything goes well for you this weekend. Oh man, yes, you continue to do great things, Ahmad. Hey, it don't ever stop though, man, honestly. Now, speaking of that, we are going to talk about our last three topics. Let me get my cheat sheet here, that way I can get it. We're going to talk about crushes. Now, like I said, crushes are just like a crush. Hey, and thank you so much, Ahmad. I appreciate you. I do. Crushes are very important. It's okay to have multiple crushes. Hey, you can have more than one crush. I mean, we've all done it. We've all experienced it. Now, we all may have had multiple crushes, but I'm sure at one point in time we've had a crush on somebody. But I know a lot of us sometimes have had multiple crushes. Like for me, for example, I have multiple crushes on a lot of women and still do to this day. It's just a part of life. It's just a part of nature. Nothing is wrong with having multiple crushes. But I will say this. Multiple crushes. Ooh-wee. Multiple crushes. That's all I can say about that. And I want to make sure that I talk about my next topic right. So let me look at my cheat sheet real quick once again. Ain't nothing wrong with having a cheat sheet. Okay. This brings me to my next question. Who do you have a crush on? And no, a YouTube Live Nation chat, you don't have to say who you have a crush on. You can just think about this. Imagine this in your head, in your brain. Who you have a crush on, woman-wise. But we do know for us men, we love women and we have crushes on them. Us men don't want to admit it, but we need you women in our life. We love you women in our life all the time. We can't go without you women at all. We must have you in our lives all the time. And I'm thankful for all women around the world, for all you all women, for being in our lives. You see, the world wants to imagine you all women as just sex models, sex tools, and just women with no brains. But when I see a woman with beauty, with class, with style, personality, and attitude. I see women for who they truly are, for their true beauty. Not only that, but I see them being leaders. I see them being sweet and kind, according to who they're around. And I see you all being excellent. My appreciation for you all women is so great. And I admire you all very, very much. And just like you all women, I know a lot of you all women appreciate us men. And I know in today's world that a lot of people talk about, besides that, they talk about women with women and men with men sometimes. But for me, I see it as men with women and women with men. That's how I see it though. That's me. That's just me. You see, for me, I'm all man. And I'm a true and a real man. And I've got to have women in my life. I've got to have a woman in my life. But who do you have a crush on? Like I said, I've got multiple crushes. I've got a crush on somebody, a woman. But YouTube Live Nation chat, you don't have to answer that, honestly, on who you have a crush on. But whoever you have a crush on, hey, like I said, it could either go a couple ways. You could either hear a yes, a no, a maybe, I'll think about it, or they may just ignore you overall. But we are going to take our last commercial break. When we take our last commercial break real quick, we're going to close it out with the conversation on your first time having sex. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to the Talking Poncho's Palace podcast. This is episode 158, the 158th episode of Talking Poncho's Palace podcast, the late night version where we talk spicy and sex talk. And to close this out, we're going to talk about the conversation on your first time having sex. Now, YouTube Live Nation chat, you don't have to answer this on what was your first time having sex like or your first time having sex. Don't answer that. Please don't answer that. And let me just say this real quick. To all my little childrens that are 12 and under, please don't think about having sex. My little children's 12 and under that are watching and listening, please don't. You got your whole lives and a whole future ahead of you. You got plenty of time to experience love. Plenty of time to experience love in the future. You should be living as children. You should be wanting to experience life as a child. And I encourage you, children 12 and under, please don't have no sex. Be kids. Play with your toys. Enjoy being a kid. Enjoy video games. Enjoy your Barbie dolls and action figures and toys. Enjoy living life as a child. Because trust me, you want to live life as a child right now. Now to all the teenagers, 13 through 18. Now we know the teenagers, 13 through 18, that's a different story right there. We can talk to our teenagers, find some way to do something they ain't supposed to do. We've all, as adults, have been teenagers. So we all know what being a teenager is like. It might not be having sex, but we're going to try to find some way to be bad in some way. Teenagers, I will say this. If you're going to have sex, which you shouldn't, but if you're going to have it, protect yourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And please be careful. And be watchful on who you're with. That's all I can say right there. Like I said, us adults, they're going to find a way to be sneaky somehow. Now, for the rest of us, say it was great. Some people will say it's the best they've had. Some people will say it was incredible. It was amazing. Some people will say, well, it didn't last long enough. It should have lasted long enough. It lasted too long. It was fast. It was slow. It was normal. It was too fast. It was too slow. It was too normal. But whatever your experience was like, I must say that you know what your first experience of sex was like. You just got to keep it in your mind right there. Well, that is all the time that we have for the Talking Poncho's Palace podcast. I appreciate everybody tuning in for the late night version of the Talking Poncho's Palace podcast. I thank everybody that tuned in the YouTube Live Nation chat that I mentioned earlier, from Ahmad to GNP to Kendra to Just to Chill the Guy to Goofy Dogs and to me, Terror. I appreciate all of you all tuning in to the YouTube Live Nation chat. And also, be sure you subscribe to my YouTube page in Poncho Holland Vivo in order to receive live notifications and to join the YouTube Live Nation chat. I'm sorry I've not been able to update you all here lately. I have been sick for the past for the past week. So I'm just now getting better and feeling better. But I appreciate everybody that's always followed us. Be sure you follow us on One Way Ministries and Global Force Records, GFR Incorporated, and Facebook. And be sure you follow us on Google, Zang, OnlyFans, and TikTok. And I just want to say this. With the weather It might not be effective tonight like it was the past couple of nights, but I know in my portion of where I live, the weather's still kind of out there as far as the snow and everything goes. And please be careful. If you don't have to work, if you don't have to go to school, please stay off the roads while the weather is acting up. That's for any type of weather, whether it's for snow, whether it's for thunder, volcanoes, hurricanes, whatever the case may be. Please be careful. Don't come out. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to capture great moments like this. There are plenty of times where you're going to be able to capture a moment in memory. I'm telling you, it's not worth losing your life. We can replace books, pictures, photos, but we can't replace our life. And I'm telling you that when you risk your own life just to want to capture a moment in a memory, then you're putting law enforcement's life at risk. You're putting firefighters' life. Trust me, there are plenty of times you can capture moments and memories on the phone, on camera, and everything. But if they say the weather is dangerous, then please don't go outside. Don't go outside at all if you don't. Well, until then, keep blazing. Always have God in your life, no matter what. And we'll see you all next time. I'm signing out as of right now.